The world can be a perilous place, with conflicts, risky destinations, and the ever-present threat of violence. Beyond human dangers, nature itself is home to creatures that remind us they were here long before us, and some wouldn't hesitate to prove it. From massive sea predators capable of swallowing a person whole to a tiny frog whose toxins could kill 10 adults, here are 15 of the most dangerous animals on the planet. Number 15. Cone snail. Nickelodeon's SpongeBob SquarePants taught us that snails are harmless creatures that you can keep as pets and give human names like Gary. But the cone snail derails that story entirely. The cone snail, which lives in bodies of water around Indonesia, Hawaii, and the Caribbean, is a slow-moving but fast-attacking sea creature that lounges around coral reefs and seabeds. It feeds on marine worms, other snails, and fish, and uses a needle-like proboscis to inject venom into its prey. This venom has pain-killing analgesic properties, which means that if you're stung, you are unlikely to feel it. Cone snails don't seek out humans, but they will attack when provoked. Divers are the most frequent victims, for they may accidentally stand on them while diving. Even the strongest diving gloves are no match for the injection of a cone snail, for they are adept at breaking through the hard shells of sea creatures. Even days after the attack, you may still not know that you've been attacked by a cone snail. You might only feel numbness and tingling. There is no antivenom, but you can prevent the spread of the toxins by trying to remove them from the injection site. Even a few microliters of this venom is enough to end the lives of up to 10 people. Fortunately, there have only been a few dozen deaths. Scientists are currently studying the poison to see if they can isolate its pain-killing properties for future use. Hopefully, in this process, they stumble across an antidote. Number 14. Rhinoceros. Most people who have had the rewarding experience of seeing a rhinoceros will remark how docile they seem. They keep to themselves and are primarily solitary creatures that don't interact with others of their kind or any other animals. But if you place them in a potentially dangerous situation, then don't expect the rhino to take it lying down. Because they have poor eyesight, they have unpredictable behavior. If they sense a threat, they will move into self-defense mode. They protect themselves, their young, and other rhinos around them. During the 2 years that their calves stay with them, they are hypervigilant and will even ward off lions who try to indulge in a rhino baby entree. Fortunately, this animal is peaceful for the most part, but they are endangered. Out of all potential predators, the human is the worst, with rhino horns seen as valuable enough to end this beautiful creature's life. Number 13. Blue-ringed octopus. The blue-ringed octopus looks like an innocent creature of the ocean. It's brightly colored, small, and just relaxes on coral reefs and in shallow tide pools. But it's only a matter of time before this octopus shows its true colors, and that's in the form of a blue ring. Divers often describe the mesmerizing sight of those neon blue rings pulsing across its skin, a hypnotic warning that danger is near. Some snorkelers have mistaken the octopus for a harmless shell or piece of coral, only to realize their error when the rings begin to glow. There are tales of curious beachgoers picking up rocks, unaware that a blue-ringed octopus is hiding underneath and narrowly escaping disaster. Marine biologists have marveled at the octopus's intelligence, watching it squeeze through impossibly small crevices and use shells as shields. Its ability to blend into its surroundings makes it a master of camouflage, often going unnoticed until it decides to reveal itself. When a blue-ringed octopus feels threatened, vibrant blue rings will form on its body to warn you off. At this point, you need to back away. Its venom is around 1,000 times more potent than cyanide and can take down around 26 humans with it. If you were bitten, you may not feel it, for its bite is generally painless. But it's the symptoms that follow that'll let you know that you've been had. You may feel nauseous before you experience vision loss, muscle numbness, and a loss of your motor skills and senses. Muscle paralysis then leads to respiratory arrest, with the only known cure to begin artificial respiration immediately. While there's a chance that humans will survive a blue-ringed octopus attack, its prey isn't so likely. Creatures it sees as food, such as crabs, small fish, and shrimp, don't stand a chance. The octopus will peck through its exoskeleton and insert its venom to begin the muscle paralysis process. While the creature is paralyzed, the octopus will pull off all its meat until only the shell remains. There hasn't been a human fatality since the 1960s, so let's keep it that way. The blue-ringed octopus is a marine creature you should observe from a safe distance. Number 12. Setsi fly. A fly. Harmless, right? After all, flies buzz around you every day and you live to tell the tale. That might be the case with most flies, but not the tsetse variety. In the heart of Africa, villagers have learned to fear the low, persistent hum of these flies as they swarm near rivers and shaded forests. Some travelers recount the unnerving sensation of dozens landing on exposed skin, each bite leaving a burning welt that lingers for days. Livestock, too, are frequent victims, with entire herds sometimes falling ill and dying from the diseases these flies transmit. The economic impact on rural communities can be devastating, as the loss of cattle means the loss of livelihood. There are even stories of explorers abandoning expeditions after being relentlessly attacked by clouds of tsetse flies, unable to escape their reach. The tsetse fly's bite is not so much dangerous as uncomfortable. Instead of inserting its mouth into your skin as a mosquito would do, it uses its tiny serrated teeth to saw into your skin and suck out your blood. This process can hurt and sting, but even then, it's not the bite that makes it dangerous, but the diseases it can carry. One of the most common diseases for this insect to carry is human African trypanosomiasis, more commonly known as sleeping sickness. It's a neglected disease that hasn't had a lot of research and funds thrown into it, but it has been responsible for thousands of cases and a myriad of deaths. It causes fever, headaches, and tired muscles, and then it spreads to your brain. While it can be treated, it can be fatal once it reaches the brain, and treatment at this stage is more detrimental than beneficial. Hundreds of thousands of people came down with the sleeping disease in the 20th century, but it was under control by the 1960s. However, there have been plenty of outbreaks since. Fortunately, better screening and management see a few thousand cases every year rather than a few 100,000, and there are hopes that it will be eradicated by 2020. Number 11. Casawary. Who would have thought that a simple bird could cause so much chaos and destruction? In the case of a cassowary, it's not unexpected. This violent, emu-like bird is one that takes no prisoners and has been responsible for human fatalities. In the rainforests of Australia and New Guinea, locals share tales of cassowaries chasing people for hundreds of meters, their blue and black feathers flashing through the undergrowth. Their dagger-like claws, which can grow up to 12 centimeters long, are capable of slicing through thick boots and even inflicting fatal wounds. Some hikers have reported the unnerving sound of a cassowary's deep, booming call echoing through the trees, a warning to stay far away. There are even stories of cassowaries leaping several feet into the air to deliver a powerful kick, knocking grown adults off their feet. The bird's unpredictable temperament means that even experienced wildlife handlers approach with extreme caution. It has also taken down dogs, cats, other birds, and virtually any other animal that gets in its way or territory. The cassowary can peck, headbutt, kick, and barge. They're even more dangerous if you're on the ground, lying down, have your back to them, or are bending over. Even casually walking past them and looking at them the wrong way can see them unleash a barrage of Jackie Chan moves. This bird is not one you'll want to cross, even if it's in a good mood. If it sees its own reflection in the glass, it will smash its way through it to end the threat, and the injuries it can sustain are quite fierce. Puncture wounds, bone fractures, and severe lacerations go hand in hand with a cassowary attack. Dogs and cats are frequent victims of a cassowary, but there have also been cases of attacks on cows and horses as well. Essentially, nothing is safe if a cassowary is woken up on the wrong side of the nest. Anyone who keeps this bird captive also learns quickly not to house it with other species. The safest thing you can do is not to keep them at all, or even look at them the wrong way. Now it's time for today's topic. Recently, a team of Coast Guards patrolling off the coast of California encountered something that left even the most seasoned among them stunned. While conducting routine operations, they spotted a massive shark swimming near their boats. At first, they assumed it was a great white shark, but as they got closer, they realized this was no ordinary predator. The shark was enormous, far larger than any great white they had ever seen. Its body was heavily scarred, with jagged fins and a head that seemed more robust and angular than typical great whites. The Coast Guards, many of whom have spent decades working in the ocean, admitted they had never seen anything like it. It was like looking at a relic from another time, one of them said. The creature's size and unusual features have sparked widespread speculation. Some believe it could be a previously unknown species or even a surviving prehistoric predator, while others argue it might be a mutation caused by environmental changes. Marine biologists are eager to study the footage and data collected by the Coast Guards, but for now, the shark's true identity remains a mystery. Is this a glimpse of an ancient predator still roaming our oceans, or something entirely new? The discovery has left everyone questioning what else might be lurking in the deep. Number 10. Giant Centipede. The fear point of this creature is in the name, Giant Centipede. It's massive when you compare it to other centipedes, and its legs don't make it look any less terrifying either. But it's not so much its size that makes this critter one of the most dangerous animals in the world, it's the toxins it has within. In the dense jungles where these centipedes roam, locals whisper about their uncanny ability to disappear into the leaf litter, only to reappear when least expected. Some adventurers have described the chilling sensation of one crawling across their boots at night, its many legs moving in perfect, eerie coordination. There are even stories of giant centipedes taking down bats mid-flight, leaping from cave walls with astonishing speed and accuracy. Their agility is matched only by their persistence, as they can chase prey into the smallest crevices. The sight of their vibrant, segmented bodies is enough to make even seasoned explorers shudder. Giant centipedes use their fangs near their mouths to inject toxins into their prey. They can also use their legs, which make tiny incisions into skin or bodies. Any lizard, cockroach, insect, or arachnid that the centipede targets as lunch will be injected with a type of venom that paralyzes it and deems it unable to move before it's eaten. If a human gets bit, the venom can cause pain, swelling, skin necrosis, headaches, nausea, dizziness, muscle damage, kidney failure, and heart attacks. Of course, the latter is at the rarer end of the scale. Up until recently, scientists didn't know what was in the venom or how it made it capable of taking down rodents, toads, snakes, lizards, and most creatures around 15 times their size. They purified the toxins from the golden head centipede that lives in Eastern Asia, then tested them one by one. They managed to identify one called SSM spooky toxin, which shuts down the channels in the body that push potassium through your cells. These channels are vital for bodily functions such as your heart rate and brain waves. Now that they know the likely problem toxin, they can work on an antidote. Until then, notice the bright colors of the centipede and stay well away from it. Number 9. Saltwater crocodiles. Saltwater crocodiles are the largest living reptiles, measuring in at an average of 5 meters and around 500 kilograms. They are adaptable to all environments and can live in most bodies of water, including the ocean, where they can swim hundreds of kilometers to get to their destination. Their adaptability and ferociousness are what make the saltwater croc one of the most dangerous creatures in the world. In the wild, locals tell stories of crocs launching themselves out of the water to snatch prey from low-hanging branches or riverbanks. Some fishermen have watched in horror as these giants silently glide beneath their boats, only the eyes and nostrils breaking the surface. There are even reports of crocs following boats for miles, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Their jaws can crush bone with a force unmatched by any other animal, and their stealth is legendary. Many a camper has woken up to find massive tracks circling their tent, a chilling reminder of how close danger can be. They live in bodies of water from northern Alaska through to Asia, and they can take down any animal that stands in their way. Sharks, humans, fish, birds, and mammals are all on the menu. The saltwater crocodile is even a threat when it's asleep. It sleeps with one eye open, with half of its brain awake and alert to danger, and the other side getting some much-needed rest. There's no way you'd be able to sneak up on this restless reptile. They also live for several years, so there's plenty of time for them to fine-tune their preying tactic. Most live to more than 65 years old, and some are well over a century old. Fast on water and land, many a human has been gobbled up by this critter. It's best to stay away from any body of water where these creatures could be hiding. Number 8. Blackmamba Snake. Around 20,000 people lose their lives to snake bites in Africa every year, and you can nearly guarantee that the Blackmamba snake is to blame for many of them. This brown, olive, and gray snake, which grows to around 4.3 meters long, is one of the world's deadliest snakes. It's aggressive, fierce, and fast. In fact, local legends are filled with stories of the black mamba chasing people down dusty paths, its head raised high and mouth agape. Some villagers even claim the snake can leap from the ground, striking at chest height with terrifying precision. Its venom acts with lightning speed, shutting down the nervous system and causing paralysis within minutes. There are tales of unlucky travelers who barely made it back to their huts, collapsing at the doorstep before help could arrive. Even experienced snake handlers treat the black mamba with the utmost respect, knowing that a single mistake could be fatal. The mere sight of its inky black mouth is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. It's known as the fastest land snake in the world, the longest venomous snake in Africa, and the second longest in the world. And best for last, it takes no prisoners. If you threaten a black mamba snake, which gets its name from its black mouth, you're bound to be in serious trouble. This snake will strike repeatedly and injects venom with every attack launched. It'll give you a warning first as a common courtesy by opening its mouth, but then it's time to run. Unfortunately, this nope rope can slither faster than most people can sprint at 19 kilometers per hour, so you're going to want to put your best Usain Bolt speed on when you come across this snake in Africa. Number 7. Great White Shark. The great white shark forms the plot of many horror marine movies. They are seen as ferocious, terrifying, and vicious sea creatures that will maim without any pre-warning. Even though there are up to 10 shark attacks every year, researchers believe it's curiosity that sees them take a bite of humans rather than malicious intent. Some divers have described the chilling experience of seeing a great white's shadow glide silently beneath their boat, a reminder of just how stealthy these predators can be. Their iconic dorsal fin slicing through the water is enough to clear an entire beach in minutes. Despite their fearsome reputation, great whites are actually quite vulnerable, with populations declining due to overfishing and accidental capture in nets. Marine biologists often tag and track these sharks to learn more about their mysterious migratory patterns, which can span thousands of kilometers. There are even stories of great whites leaping several meters out of the water in pursuit of seals, a dramatic display known as breaching. Some coastal towns have built shark nets and use aerial patrols to keep swimmers safe, but encounters still happen from time to time. Great white sharks prefer to dine on fish and rays when they are young, but move up to whales, seals, and sea lions once they reach maturity. They often get their prey by positioning themselves underneath them, then attacking from below with their 7 rows of 300 triangular-shaped teeth. Along with their bite, their sense of smell is quite powerful too. One drop of blood is enough for them to sense dinner from a long way off. They can even smell seals around 3.2 kilometers from the colony. The great white shark lives in cool, coastal waters and can swim at speeds of up to 60 kilometers per hour. They also grow to around 4.6 meters long and are thus considered the largest predatory fish. Even though these sharks don't always attack humans when they see them, there's no reason to take the risk. Shark-infested waters are most certainly not where you want to spend your free time. Number 6. Puffer fish. You don't have to be a marine expert to have heard of the puffer fish. Most people learn from a young age what this fish is, how to identify it, and why you should stay away from it. There are over 120 different species, and they all boast different characteristics. In the wild, predators who ignore the pufferfish's warning signs often pay the ultimate price, as the toxin tetrodotoxin is deadly even in tiny amounts. Some cultures consider spotting a pufferfish while diving to be a sign of good luck, but only if you keep your distance. The process of preparing fugu, the Japanese pufferfish dish, is so risky that chefs must train for years and pass rigorous exams before they're allowed to serve it. There are stories of daring diners who seek out the thrill of eating fugu, knowing that one wrong cut could be fatal. In some cases, even the smallest mistake in preparation has led to tragic outcomes, making it a meal for only the bravest. The pufferfish's ability to inflate itself is not just for show. It can double or even triple its size in seconds, startling would-be attackers. Some have spines to ward off other fish, but many other marine species know that this fish doesn't provide the best dinner. Not only do they taste dreadful, but they are toxic and can kill whoever dines on them, humans included. Even though pufferfish is a delicacy in Japan, it's only prepared and served by licensed and trained chefs who know how to remove the toxins before serving. The pufferfish have enough venom to end the lives of around 30 humans, and there is no known antidote. Even though this fish is intriguing, it's one you're going to want to observe from afar. Number 5. Golden poison dart frog. The golden poison dart frog from northern South America looks innocent, but don't be fooled. This angelic amphibian is anything but innocent. Even at no more than 6.4 centimeters long, they can take down 10 grown men with their venom and are thought to be one of the most poisonous animals in the world. Indigenous people have long used the frog's potent toxin to tip their blow darts for hunting, a practice that gave the species its name. The frogs themselves don't actually produce the poison. Instead, they accumulate it from eating certain insects in their rainforest habitat. In captivity, where their diet is different, they lose their toxicity, which has fascinated scientists studying the link between diet and poison. The frog's bright yellow color is a warning to predators, signaling that a single taste could be fatal. Some researchers are investigating whether batrachotoxin could be used in medicine, but so far, its extreme potency makes it too dangerous to handle. Just a tiny amount of the toxin, less than a grain of salt, is enough to kill a human. The golden poison dart frog has poison glands within its skin, and the poison is called batrachotoxin. When it enters your bloodstream, it causes paralysis followed by death. Smaller animals that end up as victims suffer from respiratory paralysis, seizures, skyrocketing blood pressure, followed by death. Both young and old golden poison dart frogs are dangerous and should not be approached. This is one frog you are not going to want to kiss, for you won't meet a prince, but your maker instead. Number 4. Inland taipan. You may have picked up on a common theme here that several dangerous animals live in Australia. We're about to add another one, the inland taipan. The inland taipan is a venomous snake in central East Australia. It lives in semi-arid areas and is the most toxic of any sea or land snake. One bite with 110 milligrams of venom is enough to end the lives of 250,000 mice or around 100 adult humans. Herpetologists sometimes call it the fierce snake, not because of its temperament, but because of the sheer potency of its venom. Despite its reputation, very few people have ever been bitten in the wild, thanks to its reclusive nature and remote habitat. Farmers and field workers in its range are always on alert, but most encounters end with the snake disappearing before anyone even notices. The inland taipan's venom acts incredibly fast, shutting down nerves and muscles within minutes, which is why antivenom must be administered quickly. Some scientists are fascinated by how the snake's venom evolved to be so efficient, making it a subject of ongoing research. Left untreated, survival time is about 45 minutes for an adult. Fortunately, Even though the inland taipan is not a snake you would want to mess with, it's not about to attack unprovoked. It's a shy snake and prefers to slither away from trouble rather than face it head-on. If it does sense trouble, it'll fire a warning shot first. It arcs up in the shape of an S. If that warning is ignored, it unleashes a barrage of accurate and fierce lunges that can take down almost any animal. The inland taipan will grow up to around 1.8 meters long, but there have been some found that are even as long as 2.4 meters. If you see a dark tan or brown and green snake slithering around near you, there is every reason to believe it's a taipan and that you should stay well away. Number 3. Hippopotamus. If you see a hippopotamus in a children's book, they are rotund, gentle-looking creatures that wallow in water all day without a care in the world. The reality is really quite different. Hippos are aggressive, fast, and unpredictable. They have no qualms about taking down everything from cattle to children. Nothing is out of reach. Despite their bulk, hippos can launch themselves out of the water with surprising speed, often capsizing small boats that drift too close. Locals along African rivers tell stories of hippos silently lurking just beneath the surface, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Their powerful jaws can snap a canoe in half or crush a crocodile with ease. Some safari guides say the most dangerous part of a river journey isn't the crocodiles or snakes, but the hippos hiding in the reeds. Even lions and other predators tend to give hippos a wide berth, knowing that a single charge can be fatal. Hippos live in pods or bloats and have large teeth and even more giant mouths to hold them. When you see them yawn, it's not fatigue that's causing it. Their yawn is a way to show their aggression, and they battle it out with other hippos regularly. Anything they perceive as a threat is not safe when a hippo is around. They have been known to charge at happily grazing cows, and about 3,000 people lose their lives to these unpredictable and rotund creatures annually. They can run at speeds of around 23 kilometers per hour and even took down an entire school boat of children in Niger. A villager and 12 children lost their lives. The hippo might look like a picture of peace, but it is far from it. Number 2. Box jellyfish. Getting stung by a box jellyfish is like playing a game of Russian roulette. Even though they're one of the most dangerous creatures in the world, not all species carry the venom that can see you swimming with the fishes. But you're not going to want to take any risks. The largest box jellyfish of the venomous variety can grow up to 30 centimeters long and thick, with tentacles as long as 3 meters. These tentacles are covered with poison-loaded darts that take no prisoners. Swimmers often describe the sting as an intense burning sensation, like being branded by a hot iron underwater. In some cases, the pain is so severe that victims go into shock before they can even reach the shore. Lifeguards in high-risk areas are trained to respond quickly, sometimes using vinegar to neutralize the stingers and prevent further venom release. The box jellyfish is nearly transparent, making it almost invisible in the water and adding to its danger. Some local communities have installed protective nets around popular beaches to keep these jellyfish at bay, but the threat is never completely gone. One attack by a box jellyfish can and will cause your heart to stop, and there are very few cases of survival. A 10-year-old Australian girl did survive an attack, but marine biologists and doctors are baffled as to how. Those who are attacked by box jellyfish experience a range of symptoms before they eventually succumb to their injuries. Paralysis, cardiac arrest, and death are all standard. It's thought that more than 100 people are fatally injured every year, but the lack of detailed death certificates in places with the largest box jellyfish population could see this figure dramatically underestimated. Most of the lethal varieties are found in northern Australia and Indo-Pacific regions, so maybe steer clear of those areas if you want to reduce your risk of coming into close contact with them. Number 1. Death Stalker Scorpion. Something that only measures up to 7.6 centimeters long and 2.5 grams in weight doesn't seem like it'll be all that much of a threat. It's no hippo, that's for sure. But the Death Stalker scorpion, also known as the Palestinian yellow scorpion, is an equal fear as a great white shark or a charging rhinoceros. They live in North Africa, the Middle East, and Asia, and tend to prefer an area with high temperatures such as arid and semi-arid deserts. Despite their small size, these scorpions are masters of stealth, often hiding under rocks or burrowing into the sand during the heat of the day. At night, they emerge to hunt, their bodies glowing under ultraviolet light, a feature that makes them both fascinating and eerie to spot with a blacklight. Local legends in some regions even tell of Death Stalker scorpions sneaking into shoes or bedding, making every step or night's sleep a potential risk. Their agility and speed are surprising, allowing them to strike quickly if disturbed. Some researchers have even studied their venom for potential medical uses, as it contains compounds that could help treat brain tumors and diabetes. Still, for most people, the best advice is to admire these creatures from a safe distance. They also feed on most other insects of the same or smaller size and carry out their grocery shopping at night. While they tend to stick with small creatures for dinner, that doesn't mean this frightful little scorpion isn't capable of taking on you or me. A sting from the Stalker scorpion is not only painful but potentially fatal. It can see the death of older adults and children and causes both heart issues and pulmonary edemas. This fluid buildup in the lungs can be fatal. This animal might not be the largest in the animal kingdom, but there's no denying it's one of the most dangerous. That wraps it up. These are 15 of the most dangerous animals you should definitely steer clear of. Are there any others you think should be on the list? Have you ever encountered any of these creatures during your own travels or adventures? Don't forget to check out our other interesting content appearing on your screen now. See you next time.